up playing Next again today. Basically, I wanted to have at least one character ready for when Beyond came out to like jump into some multiplayer, so I started a new character. Because I deleted my 100+ hour save, my main save, in anticipation for Beyond, but then I kind of regret it. So I'm gonna get at least a somewhat functional character going. And yeah, so I can jump around and do some fun stuff once Beyond comes in, because I want to fly into that Nexus as soon as I can. Okay, let's go. A lot of people say they have sentimental attachment to their ship. I don't really ever get that. I'm thinking maybe I'll get it for VR. It's a pretty nice ship, actually. Found a sweet moon. This may be the nicest moon I've ever found in the entire game. So I think that once Beyond comes out, I'm gonna circumnavigate this moon. I'm gonna walk all the way around it in VR while walking on a treadmill. Just to like simulate the feeling of walking on an alien planet with the visuals of walking on an alien planet. It's the idea, at least. This is gonna be the planet I do it on. I'm just gonna take a nice walk, look for some buried treasure. I mean, that's not what it is, but to dig me up some millions of dollars, some salvage containers. Just kind of enjoy the scenery while I do it. I don't know. I really like this moon. How? I don't like you. Where are you? Anyway, I don't like you. Some speculation today that Beyond might get a variation overhaul. I wonder if that will apply, like if there'll be any changes to existing planets, or if it'll just be undiscovered planets. Like, are these trees only going to stay this big, or can we maybe have varying sizes? See how much money I can get out of this. Things that are attached to this. Yeah, Dan Rex, how's it going, man? Yeah, I genuinely thought the last time I played was going to be the last time, but all this hype going on. Just had to jump in one more time. I just want to play already for multiplayer. Now knowing the way the multiplayer is, I deleted my main save or didn't bring it over, so I had no one even capable of flying at all. I plan to start completely from scratch, but I think I might want to jump into multiplayer day one, so I have to have a somewhat functional person for that. I don't know how much that was worth. Exosuit, high-tech processor, 2.6 million units. That's nice. Similar here, also wanted to build up my fleet with more combat frigates and level them up before update. Yeah, that makes sense. Just in case, yeah. I mean, from the way that Sean Murray was talking in that interview, it definitely seems like they put the emphasis on cooperation. Like, I don't know how much PvP there'll be in it at all. Other than like completely voluntary PvP. Seems like it's definitely centered around cooperation, but I mean, as long as we have the ability to PvP, people will try. One thing I would like to see in Beyond is like longer grass. Like this isn't too bad of a length. Let me check this. So like a bit longer would be cool. Get lost. Yeah, it's like only like knee deep. Ow. Get away from me. You have 22 combat frigates. You know what? That's impressive. I often restarted games rather than building up my fleets. I think I'll be more interested in maintaining big fleets now with multiplayer and with the Lost World. Oh yeah. I chose a bad place to land. And I found that one where 2.6, but it's funny, Dan Ricks, I went from being one of the most optimistic about getting a variation overhaul to one of the most pessimistic. I saw Copert's coverage and I don't know how big it will be. I'm really picturing something like close to Visions. Hidden Stinger. I really think this thing needs a stinger. But that's okay. Absorb some moisture from air. Okay. Yeah, I got hit by that pessimist bus hard. I mean, I'm optimistic about the update. I'm pessimistic about there being variation included. Where is the I don't know, like, cause Ray Rod, I saw he's been pretty active lately now, and it seems like he was pretty critical of the game. So I don't think of the trailer. So I don't think he worked with them anymore. I mean, I was definitely on that bus. But, ow. Yeah, and I just don't have that much faith in Hello Games being able to do a big, like a huge variation overhaul, especially based on what we saw in the trailer. I've been wrong a lot before, though, so hopefully I'm wrong again. At least the PSVR inclusion will be here. Yeah. I don't know, like, I never really cared about the online button. I kind of would like the way it's done, I think, but I understand if you're not into online. The VR is going to be so great, though. That's true. That's true. Maybe he is more relaxed now. You know, it would be really cool. I was like envisioning the trailer that they could do. They could do such a great trailer the day before release. Like if they were hiding a variation update from us, like just put like a couple snippets of the first 10, like the biomes you see most common, and just like go through them slowly, very very slowly, showing all the biomes that we see all the time in this game, and then just start rapidly flicking through all the new biomes, and then just edit and put beyond. And I think that would be a great way to like top off all this. Maybe they'll do some things to diversification within biomes. I don't think they'll add that many new biomes or anything like that, but it'd still be cool to see. I think it'd be like the only the kind of trailer that like the community would be able to understand and respect. Like if you're outside the community, that probably might not get you that excited, but like for a lot of people in the community, a trailer like that would be. Don't shoot me. That's all I wanted. Goodbye. Did I run in the right direction? Yeah. Like maybe one of those exotic ones. You want to look back at the space station? Yeah. I saw in one of the previews, there was someone talking about the game. Like Hello Games had them like turn around and look back. So that's definitely a possibility. Because he looked back as the planet was going away from him. And I think that would be pretty cool. One of the things I'm most looking forward to is just walking around the outside of my fleet, like on the exterior platforms, Just park right above a planet. Walk around up there. Yeah. I was looking up at this. Where did the planet go? There it is. I was looking up at this planet earlier. This is a moon I'm on now. That's the planet it orbits. And I was thinking, how would they even possibly implement suns in this game? Like, people want 3D models of suns, but like, if they did it on scale to this stuff, it would completely block out everything in the sky. So they'd have to put it further away than all the planets, which would also look kind of weird. Like, the planets would be grouped together. Hey, Nerve says, hey dude, hey man, how's it going, Nerve? What's that doing? Get distracted by that moon. Oh, right there. Hey, thanks. Thanks, yeah. I'm kind of like, whenever I upload them, I mean, pretty new to YouTube. I never posted anything in my entire life before all this. So I think maybe I'll invest more time in like upping the production, because they're all kind of like off the cuff, but like, I don't know. Thank you. Damage seal. What's that worth? 500,000. Okay. Nerve says, what do you do for work? I work at a university. I work at the University of Toronto, and I'm a teacher's assistant during the school year, research assistant in the summer, and then I'm also doing research for my PhD. So between my research and my research for my supervisor, it gets pretty busy. Danrick says the sun would technically be small. Satellites would be harder to tell. In closer proximity can destroy. Sorry, Danrick says the sun would technically be small. Scales would be harder to tell. In closer proximity can destroy you to prevent further scrutiny. Yeah, I think we would definitely have to have something prohibiting us from getting too close to a sun. But like, yeah, maybe the scales would work. I don't know, just because the sun would have to, I mean, suns in general would have to be so much larger than planets, so I thought it'd be hard to pull off, but maybe they could make it work. Nerve says, do you think there will be a variation update after the news? All the news? Yeah, Cobra TV, yeah, I saw that. Me and Danrex were just talking about that, and I think there will be a variation update, a little bit. I think it's going to be on par with like something like Visions. I really thought beforehand that we were like, I was hoping we might get like a Rayrod, like crazy variation overhaul. I don't think we're getting that, but I think we might get something on like par with Visions, where they like tweak assets. I think the tree sizes. I know people were saying that the trees, like there is tall trees like that, the trailer had already in the game, but I think we will probably see more large trees and maybe a bit denser vegetation, but nothing like no crazy fundamental overhaul of biomes. I think they'll be more or less the same, and I think maybe like a couple more plants in each biome, but like the types I don't think will be unlocked that much. Danrix, unless you want to time travel to save some whales. Save some whales. I'm lost on that reference there. Sorry. Unless you're talking space whales, and I'm definitely team no space whales because I don't want to see space whales. Nerve says, me and brother want to build a base together and work on it long term. And we share the same base in New Online. Sorry, me and brother you want to build a base? Hey, I'm always down to build a base. I tend to move a lot. Like I don't spend a lot of time base building. I'm not the greatest base builder, but like I want to like check out all the mechanics, and I'd be down to like help you out. We can build something together. The Voyage Home in Star Trek. The Voyage Home. They flew around the sun to travel back in time. That's an interesting way to travel back in time to save whales. Okay. I mean, whales are worth saving, I guess. I'd probably find better use of time travel, but whales aren't the least unworthy thing, hey? Oh, me and my brother. Okay, yeah, I saw... Okay, whoa. I saw... Then what was your question? You had a question at the end there. I misinterpreted it because I saw it as a question, so I got confused. Danrix says an alien probe in deep space used to communicate telepathically with humpbacks. They went, okay. See, I never got that much into Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek. I did a little bit, but I actually came to sci-fi relatively late, even though I'm like a big space nerd. It's like weird. I was like really into fiction and not so much into sci-fi. But like now, as I'm getting older, I can't get into the fiction, the fantasy fiction as much as I used to be able to. So now it's just like pure sci-fi I'm interested in. So they had to, Danrick says, so they had to bring whales from the past to save Earth. I wonder, I mean, that's an interesting storyline. I wonder why they came to how they came to settle on the humpback story. That's interesting. I'm just curious to see if me and my brother could work on a base together while the new online allows us to work on the same base, even if I'm off. Yeah, so I really think they'll allow you to work on the same base even when one person's offline, because especially with these larger creations, like they want to encourage the development of hubs. They want to encourage the development of like complex structures with logic. So all of that suggests that should allow people to work, like especially if we're allowed 14 people on a planet at a time on console, and 32, or sorry, 16 and 32. Like, they want those 32 people to be working on bases together, because that will open a lot of doors, right? So like the chances of all 32 being on all the time are pretty low. So I really think that they'll allow us to work on the same base, even though one person's online and one person's offline. Danrick says you should if one is off and the other is on, and then vice versa. I wonder which individual can change it will be kept. Yeah, so Danrick, I think that like it's determined at the base computer, because I've built a base with someone before, and I think it was his game that I was joining, but the base computer allowed me to do any editing, like while prohibiting everyone else. So I don't see why they wouldn't keep that same system, just like expand it for an expanded multiplayer. Nerve, I'm 29 years old. Gonna be 30 like in a couple weeks. Danrick said, oh yeah, so Danrick, I think like everything has to kind of be saved online. Like there has to be some external place where it exists off of your own hard drive for all of this to work, right? So I think it just gets saved there, and then both of the changes are made. Nerve, how do I feel about turning 30? I don't know. Like I already like have a wife. I have like, we have a bunch of kids together, so I feel like the shock of like getting older is less so for me, because like I already did a lot of old people things, right? Like I didn't really, I'm not like living the life of a 20-year-old or person in my 20s, so like turning 30 isn't that shocking to me or like upsetting. I say that now, but like we'll see how I feel on the day. Danrix, if one builds a window on the north wall offline, so Danrix, I think what would happen when offline players join, like I think the whole game is now online technically. From what it sounded like if you just walk, like if another player landed right now and walked past me, they would see me even though we're not technically in the Nexus. Like the whole game is going to be online now. So it's like there's never anyone not working offline, you know what I'm saying? So you'd be able to see the window, that you'd be able to see the person making the window at the same time. And if you didn't see them and you weren't there at that time, it's like whoever did it first, you'll see those changes first. Hey, Daniel Hipley, how's it going? Trying to find some buried modules to get some money while I walk around this beautiful planet. Oh, there's one. Salvage container. Nerf, I'm praying the PS4 has better frame rates for large base builds. Well, yeah, so Vulkan, obviously they made Vulkan, or they're implementing Vulkan to help with the rendering of bases. And I think those changes, like I mostly hear it talked about in regards to PC, but I'm pretty sure they're also going to be optimized for PS4. So like with all the things they want to do with base building, I think we should see some improvement to that, because that is like a huge limitation to like what is now possible now that we have logic. Like, think of all the things people have done in Minecraft. Like, people, like, I've seen people build fully functional Pokemon games within Minecraft. Like, you can play a Game Boy version with Game Boy graphics inside of Minecraft, which makes no sense to me, but people are able to do it. And if they want like any kind of maybe not that level of sophistication, because like that's Minecraft's bread and butter right there, but like, oh, I should really be paying attention to what I'm walking. But if they want anything like comparable to that, they'll have to like fix that rendering issue. Danrix, if PS4 is mandatory minimum 60 frames per second, non-VR would by default be easier. Oh, I know what's happening to me. I'm really not paying attention. I need oxygen to survive. Still. I thought I was getting hit by plants. I was really not paying attention. Nerve, I'm curious to see what the new discovery page looks like. Yeah, same here. I never really thought about how much I didn't like it until they said that, and then I realized that I really underutilized my discovery page, and so an improvement to that will make me want to use it more. Daniel says, I've been playing No Man's Sky ever since 2016. Nice. I missed out. I didn't have a PS4 when it came out. I did not have a good enough PC when it came out. So I missed it by a good couple of years. And then I got a PS4 for VR and then heard about this game. Or I knew about this game, but I looked more into it and just like fell in love with it. But I came in like post next. So I only saw the game and it's like in this form, so it's kind of like sad to see it go because I've only known the next world, but we'll see. Danrix, 10-second delay, your connection is awesome. Yeah, that's good because I didn't change anything yet. I do want to like fix my connection issues because I plan to stream more with Beyond. So I just gotta get around to doing the landline, but I'm pretty lazy. It's upstairs, so I have to run the landline all the way down to my basement where my office is. So I haven't got around to doing that. So this is all on Wi-Fi, so I'm glad the connection is strong. Nerve, I'm so keen for VR. What about you? Oh, you have no idea how long I've thought about this. My wife actually made fun of me today about how obsessed I am about this. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. I think that this is... I can't imagine a scenario where this isn't the best VR game that exists. I mean, they would have to do something horribly wrong for it to be not the best game. There's just too many awesome things here, like with the space flight, with the submarines. Please stop shooting me. I don't want to attack you right now. Thank you. Yeah, just the submarine I want to do so bad. Flying around I want to do so bad. Walking on the exterior platforms of my fleet I want to do so bad. There's just so many things I want to do, and now with 16 to 32 people to play with, that's going to be amazing. Daniel, away, I'm ready for VR. I've got VR Head 2 Move controllers. Yeah. I've got VR Head and two Move controllers, like the PS. So you got the PSVR, I'm guessing. Nerve says, dude, I think in VR it's going to be a bit... a bit horror like, especially with ambient dark planets. No, you know what? I have like I scuba dive, but I have like a phobia. At the same time, I have a phobia of open water, like a bit of a phobia of open water. At least being by myself in it, I have a phobia of open water, and like being in the middle of one of these alien oceans is gonna be creepy. But yeah, so I would love to see like creepier planet, maybe like the abandoned space station with some horror elements. I would love to see all that, but like already the ocean's gonna creep me out. I can tell you that. That's my inventory situation. Good thing I checked that. I gotta fly my ship so I don't lose this. A couple of times I've gone all the way out of my way to dig something out of the ground and then didn't have inventory space, so this ground is not flat enough. Oh, that was. Daniel says I'm scared of high places. Well, there's gonna be a lot of those in this game. I've always liked heights. I don't know. I've always liked heights. For I climb trees. I've done. I just love heights. So I'm looking forward to all the high places personally. But I can understand the phobia or the aversion to them. Nerf says, I've played Minecraft in VR, and there's nothing better than walking around in your house or base, and even better in VR when you get to enjoy. Yeah, you know what? When I first learned about VR, I was kind of like surprised by the whole VR trend. It was like 2016, and all of a sudden all these headsets start coming out, and I was just super interested in it conceptually then. And I just wanted to play Minecraft. At that point, I just wanted to play Minecraft VR. For that reason. Like, I wanted to build my bases. Again, I was really big into fantasy stuff, so like, built some fantasy worlds, and then experience them in VR, and that was like my primary first interest. But I went with PSVR, and they didn't have it, so I got into Skyrim instead, and it was like a solid alternative, I think. Nerve says it's oddly relaxing, Minecraft VR. So I heard, the one thing I heard about it, which I shouldn't have trusted people's judgments on it, because the people tend to harshly judge VR in all circumstances, but like a lot of people were saying that the rendering distance, I mean, it had a really short field of view, and that kind of could be disorienting, like particularly disorienting in VR. Obviously, if you're inside your bases, that wouldn't be that much of an issue, but like in open worlds, that could, I guess, be an issue for people. I've never experienced it, so I can't really speak on it, and I know now, seeing people's reactions to VR, I know how harsh people are about it sometimes when they just don't understand it themselves. Danrick says megalodons would be freaky in the ocean at night, approaching from the dark. Yeah, they would. You know, I'd be scared of a lot of big things, but like those things in particular are freaky, because you just see the head first and not the body. I mean, because the necks are so long that you would not see the body, so you just see the head kind of coming up towards you. I hope, Dan Rick said, I'm hoping your ship can go underwater. Yeah. That'd be cool. Like flying underwater, just kind of like how your exocrafts. I mean, yeah, your exocrafts can do, where they can just run along the bottom. Like, would they act like a submarine or like a car underwater? Danrick says, I thought PSVR was a gimmick after No Man's Sky VR's update news. I got one, and I don't play non-VR games anymore except No Man's Sky. Same, well, I didn't think it was a gimmick. I've been, I don't know, I'm always interested, like, conceptually in the idea of VR. So I always wanted to try it, but I was surprised by how good PSVR was. I was genuinely surprised because I tried like a couple of those like really crappy headphone things. I actually probably have one here still. Like a really bad cell phone one. And they don't work particularly good. This thing here, what is it even called? Utopian 360. I do not recommend this product. This was like my first experience with VR, and it was like such a pain to actually get set up. And the experience was never that great. So when I actually tried PSVR, I was kind of blown away by how good it was, especially because my first game was Skyrim, and that was an amazing first VR experience. Nerve, yes, all true, but the sensation of actually building a hallway, for example, and walking through it in VR was so cool. In No Man's Sky, it's going to be amazing, maybe? Yeah, it definitely will be. I think I'll be a lot more interested in base building now in VR. Because, like, you get that real sensation of presence. I wonder, so they're scaling up the ships, right? I wonder if they're going to scale up any of the base parts. Like, do you think the hallways or anything would feel too claustrophobic in VR? Or do you think they're scaled, like, appropriately? Because if they have to scale them, that could screw up a lot of people's faces. Nerf says, yeah, those cell phone ones were really cheap and not full VR experiences. No, and like, just to even get the thing set up, like, you'd have this like really short and typically blurry VR experience, and it would take like 5 minutes to set up, and it's kind of unfortunate that like a lot of people's first experience with VR are those cell phone things, because I feel like that's part of the reason VR gets such a bad rep, because people tried those cell phone versions, thought this is not good, PSVR can't be good, which is just not true. They're like completely different things. I don't even think they're really comparable. Danrick says, I have never giggled as a grown-ass man until I played Astrobot and Star Wars Rogue Mission VR. Yeah, so the Astrobot's an amazing game. It definitely is an amazing game. I'd never liked platformers that much. I mean, actually that's not true. I got into like classical platformers. I like to play a lot. Like old school platformers I played, but not new ones. But yeah, but that got me back into it. VR helps a lot. And then the Rogue Mission. So the Star Wars Rogue Mission is really fun, but it's so short and it's such like so constrained that I only played it once, and then I left it alone for like 6 months, and then I went back and I've played it like probably 10 times now. Like just thinking about No Man's Sky, I'm like, oh, I gotta play this again just to like get the sensation of what it's gonna be like to fly around in No Man's Sky. But like, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I should the first time I played it. And in part, that guy, voice actor, is really not good, and that's who I used the first time. Like, the girl voice actor is significantly better for that. And voice actors never bothered me, but like, he was distractingly bad at voice acting. Like, I don't know. It was a bad voice acting. Dude, have you ever played a PSVR game called Dread Halls? No, I have not. No, I haven't even heard of that game. The only horror games I've played are Resident Evil 7, which is scary in VR, and I think Immortal Legacy is technically considered a horror, but it's not scary. It's fun, but not scary. Danrick says, by gimmick, I mean that I was expecting it to be mostly kinetic games where the innovation dies out in a year. Yeah, so so I got into this weird phase where I bought everything I could VR. Like I bought like every game, like every accessory. In part, I just wanted to like, I loved it so much, and the sales weren't taking off, so I felt like an impulse to buy these things because I wanted it to succeed as a platform, and I didn't want them to abandon it. And like it was so slow growing that I was really genuinely afraid that they were gonna like stop, like just abandon it, like they did with their handheld. But the more I see, more and more it's positive coverage. Like more and more clearly people have played the PSVR. More and more I think people are dismissing the narrative of it being a gimmick. So I'm hoping it like catches on. Download Dread Halls. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, Nerve. If you would have told me this a week ago, I would probably have done it. Straight up, I probably would have done it. But I genuinely can't imagine myself playing anything else but No Man's Sky VR for the foreseeable future. Like this game, whenever I have time to game, I just think it's got to be this game for a little bit. But maybe after that, I'll get to Dread Halls. Danrix, the last platform I enjoyed was Mario 64, and Astro brought back the magic back. And yes, they need a full Star Wars Squadron VR game. Yeah, it's a disappointment that they didn't like even the Battlefront. They could have done so much more with Battlefront. Like imagine they just had Battlefront battles. Like they already have the battles in place. Just have a VR mode. That would be amazing. Amazing. I would love that. Even if they only like allowed us to play one ground battle and like a longer, more robust space battle, I would have definitely bought Battlefront 2. Alien Isolation, yeah. Nerve, very fair enough, dude. What makes No Man's Sky VR so awesome is the feeling of people playing in VR and still feeling like you're playing with other people too. Yeah, so you know what? Like, I didn't really think the non-social nature of VR would bug me that much. Yeah, working in a university, mostly I'm working by myself. I mean, my research is pretty done in isolation, so I'm used to that. So I didn't think like VR would matter that much, but like I really am longing for like more social VR experiences. I think that like I'm ready for that now, that I don't really want strictly solo experiences, which I definitely did want in the past. I'm like excited to like see other players in the Nexus and be able to wave to other VR players. Do you guys think we're gonna get customizable ships? There's been a lot of speculation. that we're going to get customizable ships because of some of the phrasing they've used when explaining the Nexus and some of the machinery that exists in the Nexus or appear to exist in the Nexus, and one of the color combinations on one of the ships they saw in the trailer. No Man's Sky, Nerve says No Man's Sky Beyond will be a great game where after work I can just escape to another world. Yeah, for real. Think about like this, if VR continues to develop as the way I hope it continues to develop, this game is actually like in a way is going to be remembered forever. Like imagine it continues to gain in popularity and like maybe it doesn't become more popular than console playing, but like most people that play on console also have a VR. This game is revolutionary in its scale. Like I think it's going to be the best. I mean, they already say it's going to be like the most sold or most owned VR game, but on top of that, like I think it could genuinely be remembered for like having a like the No Man's Sky universe is significantly bigger than our own world. So we're for the first time ever creating a virtual world in virtual reality that is larger than our own world. That's like some Matrix level stuff. Like I think the biggest map we have right now is Skyrim, and it takes like 2 or 3 hours to walk across. So it's not comparable to like this No Man's Sky in any fashion. Danrix, I'm surprised Rockstar never made a PS patch for GTA. Okay. I'm also surprised in a way, like it seems like it would be a very like popular addition to that game. On the other hand, imagine the potential. They would definitely get sued, like whether you agree with them or not. Anytime there's like any kind of shooting or anything, they would definitely. I mean, they would definitely get sued. The lawsuits might lose, but they would definitely get sued. Danrick says customizable ships would be cool. So attached to my rare S-Class ships, it would be hard to give them up. Yeah, so for the people that already have like a deep attachment to the ship, it's like really cool, because then you could, you know, improve on the things you already have a connection to rather than, hey, what's up? Having to get new ships, but I don't know if it's coming. I would like to see it. I would definitely like to see it, but I don't know. It seems too good to be true, and I think that's my problem with the variation. Nerve says, yeah, dude, I agree. Also, do you think there will be more cool features that Sean hasn't talked about yet in the patch? I think there will be. So one of the ones I've heard speculated is like frigates that we could drive, based on the way they explained. So that's one of the things I've heard speculated could be still to be unveiled, and I would be very, very, very cool with that. A classic example of Corvex engineering. Very interesting. Danrick says 568 billion years to see all the planets for just 1 second. Listen, that's like I've like literally made a Facebook status about that, because that's just conceptually cool as hell. I don't know. People that aren't interested in that, I don't understand. Like, this game is just amazing. Uh-oh, there goes my internet. Or there's going my internet. Nerve says, also, how do you feel about subjects such as when people say video games are a waste of time? Example, if someone spends hours of time building bases. I mean, people have all kinds of weird hobbies. I mean, okay, so if video games are a waste of time, what are you doing with your time? Well, I mean, what are they doing with their time? Are they knitting? I mean, that's considered a more respectable hobby, but you're like just making a blanket. Like, I can buy a blanket for like $10. So, I mean, in my mind, that is a bigger waste of time. My parents own a farm, and they grow vegetables, and they spend so much time growing vegetables that I could just buy at a store. They like doing it. That's their hobby. I don't see it being any more or less productive than spending my time playing No Man's Sky. Maybe that's a warped perception, but Dan Ricks, so why is Rockstar doesn't have children in the game world considering what players do? Yeah, no, and that's a very wise decision on their part, I think. I mean, do they have, I haven't played, honestly, the last GTA I played was San Andreas. So this is a while ago. Do they have like even pets? Like, do they have cats and dogs running around or not? Because that's interesting. That would be an interesting design decision too, right? Because people have a certain, I don't know, attachment. You know, they perceive people's life differently than animals, and in some ways, video games, I think they would be more offended by killing like pets than they would be killing people, which sounds weird, but I think it's true. Nerve says, I write and record music I upload to my channel, but some weeks I don't feel like writing music. Is that normal? And yeah, I think so. I don't feel like doing a lot of things. What I do from week to week varies a lot, except for No Man's Sky. That tends to stay the same, but the fact that you ever write music is impressive. These things are going to be creepy in VR. Staring at you with that eye. I don't know. Their movement always kind of freaks me out. The way they move is like really, I like it. It's like unnerving in like what you'd expect from this like sentient or intelligent robot. Oh no, no. Hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna fly back to the space station and drop off this stuff. Now I'm all full up. Kendrick says, yes, I've composed music as well and haven't made a track in over a month. Again, I haven't made a track in, I used to write music. I don't write music anymore. And it's been longer than a month. See, the problem is that like I play bass and guitar, but I like my heart is with bass. And for bass, like it's hard to write music. I mean, I just like learning bass lines, and that's mostly what I like doing. I don't really have a compulsion to write bass lines, but that's my favorite like thing to listen to. Henrik says just creepy empty parks in Los Santos. Yeah. You know what? People aren't that excited about riding animals. Like people, like I've seen, like I know a lot of people, like there's a big hype, but it's also like a little sarcastic, like, oh, you want to ride the animals, that's going to get boring. One, it's going to be more fun in VR. Like if you're playing VR, riding the animals is going to be fun. Two, I don't think we're going to be able to ride flying animals. I don't think so. But um, maybe if like people really enjoy it, they could incorporate that in a later update. And I would love, love, love to ride a pterodactyl. I think if I could ride a pterodactyl, I'd never drive another spaceship. I mean, probably when I went into space, because I don't think a pterodactyl can survive in space, but nonetheless. Apart from that. Do you think they're going to change the way we learn languages? Because they said a new language and a new language system, I think. So I'm thinking that they're going to change the way we learn languages as well, which is good because I feel like personally, I don't have the concentration or the will to completely learn the language. Nerve says, I'm off, dude. Catch you soon. Yeah, thanks for watching, Nerve. I'm probably off soon too. So, but thanks for watching. I'm going to be doing this more now that Beyond's coming out. Though it's probably mostly going to be VR, but we'll see. I might do a little bit of flat screening too, because I like streaming flat screen better, I think. What am I doing? Starship. Yeah, I want to sell this stuff. Danerick says, you guys want a free album? It goes with No Man's Sky very well. If you like Blade Runner soundtrack, somewhat progressive electronica. Danerick said, I haven't listened to much of that music, to be honest, but yeah, if you know a way you can send it to me, I'll definitely give it a listen. Nerve says, dude, live stream in VR. Oh, I will. Yeah, no, I'm gonna so it sounds weird, but I plan to walk all the way around a planet in VR, starting next week. That planet I was just on, I'm gonna walk all the way around it while I walk on a treadmill. I got a treadmill here, so to simulate the sensation of walking alongside the visuals of walking. And I think I'm going to start that. Me and my friend might be playing Wednesday night together. So I might not start Wednesday, but I think by Thursday night I'll probably start doing that. And then from there, just once I get around the planet, I'm just going to normal live stream. VR. I don't really want that one. Maybe in the market to buy a new ship. Nerve says, is your music on your channel? And Danrix says, no, trying to figure that out. Yeah, if you figure out a way to do it, Danrix, let me know and I'll give it a listen. Do you have any antimatter? Warp? No, you don't. Hey, Plo, I don't know I never know how to say your name. Is it Plo? You could just say yes or no, because I always want to say Plo, but I might be wrong about that. I have a question for you. Do you think we're getting, with all the stuff on Cobra TV, do you think we're getting variation at all? Danrix, making physical showcases. I'm using No Man's Sky screenshots for the album art. I like that idea, Danrix. I like it. Blow. I know. I have 2 full days here. I don't know where you're at, but I'm in Canada. Full 2 days here with no, and I hope it downloads like at midnight so I can jump right in. Because I really want to jump right in. I'm either not gonna sleep that night. Depending on how long it takes to download, I'm either not gonna sleep that night, or wake up super early, like at 5 or 6 in the morning, and just start playing then. I already told my wife for like the last month, I'm like, I'm gonna be busy one day next month, and I'm sorry about that. You'll have to find something to do with the kids, but I'm gonna be absentee that day, and that's what I'm doing. Flo says, I think we're getting variation. I can't say how fast though. Yeah, my feelings are that it's going to be like a vision style variation update, which like is somewhat forgivable given how much other content they're adding. I don't think it's going to be a crazy overhaul. But I've been wrong before, more than once, so I could be wrong again. I forgot to trade in all this stuff. Maybe I'll go back. I'm just not paying attention. I only sold the stuff in my ship. I have more to sell. It's not very full. Nerve says, I'm in Australia, so are we getting the update early? That's a question I also had. Like, I'm hoping that, I don't know, like, because it's an English production. I mean, since they're based in the UK, presumably they would, and like a lot of their content creators are in the UK, presumably the UK will get it. They'll want people in the UK to have it at a reasonable time. What am I doing? Right, they want it so that those people can play it. I don't know what it means for Australia or Canada. I don't know. I really don't know. Well, I hope those colors are back. Yeah. I mean, they seem to make a point of it. Like, there's a couple really vibrant planets there, so, and just the spaceships look brighter. So I think the colors are back, which is good. And like, that's like an easier change for them to make. So if they saw a lot of people saying we want the colors back, it's relatively easy for them to do, I think. Nerve, Danrick says, Nerve, is your music on your YouTube page? And then he said, never mind, you already said it. Yeah, Nerve, I'll check out your Facebook after. I'll take it out. Nerve says, yeah, Dan, I got heaps of original music on my channel. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Oh, I need my updated jetpack back. Blow says, I can't wait to play this in VR. When I got my PS4 Pro earlier this year, it was all in the hopes that we could get a VR update. Same here. Blow, I upgraded too, specifically for this game. I've had PSVR for 2 years. I've played a lot of PSVR games, and they always say update, upgrade, and I never cared enough until this game, and now I care enough to upgrade. So I upgraded, and I didn't bring my save over. So my main save, which had all my time invested in it, I just didn't bring it over because I wanted to start completely new for Beyond. I wanted my VR experience to be like a whole experience unto itself. Now I kind of regret it though, a little bit. So, if we get an update to ships, are we just getting ship customization? Or are we getting like new types of ships? Well, there's the option of new types, like a fifth type of ship, or sixth type of ship. I always forget about haulers because they don't matter. Or is it like, or new models obviously within those? Do you think we're getting anything new like that, or are we just getting the ability to edit our existing ships? I guess I can't think of any like area, like any type of ship that we would need a new type of ship. Though other people smarter than me probably could think of them. Plo, a pirate ship type, yeah, you know what? I would really like them to see like some expanded role for pirates. Like pirate frigates, pirate fleets. I would definitely like them to like expand on the pirate theme because I like it. But I don't like the one-on-one battles we normally get stuck with. I prefer larger space battles. They're just more fun. If you like Darwin, my email is at berlin.com. I can email you my favorite song to play with No Man's Sky. Yeah, sure. I'll have to come back after the stream and look that up because I'll probably actually do it tomorrow, to be honest, because I'm getting sleepy. It's like 1:30 in the morning here. I don't know if you're in Germany or not, but it's 1:30 in the morning here. Where are you? Okay, I think you're new. You recommend first listening to it will be playing on a deserted planet or solarium, you know what I mean, based planet. Okay. Good to know. Actually, I think let's not run out of oxygen again. After, I didn't realize how late it was getting. After this last salvage container, I'll probably call it quits. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning, Danrix, I'm 20 minutes south of Cleveland in Ohio. Okay. Yeah, I remember you mentioning now that you live kind of close to the Canadian border. Oh, you know what? I think my daughter's waking up. This is like perfect timing if I'm ending right now. If she could just hold out for like 3 minutes to wake up, but that would be appreciated. Oh yeah, I forgot this is my last time. Okay, this is gonna be my last time playing next. I think. This is gonna be definitely my last time streaming. Maybe I'll play it again a little more. What am I doing? Not. I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, I should look around one more time, see how much different this is going to be when I come back. If we get a variation update. Plo says pirate ships with decloaking technology. That would be pretty awesome. Okay, well, I have a question for you because you're into the space update. You wanted a space update. Me and Dan Ricks were talking about this earlier. How would the sun models work? Right, I'm on a moon right now. That's a planet. But like, since the sun would be so large in a solar system this large, like how would they do this, like a full-fledged 3D model of a sun without it taking up the entire sky? Or being like very distant from the rest of the planets. Dinner says, I'll let you go, man. Have a good night, bud. Awesome stream. Thanks. Thanks, Danrix. Thanks for showing up again. The stream didn't crash tonight, so that's a positive, a step in the right direction. Yeah, thanks for watching. Tarnish booster. Okay. Hopefully, I mean, I sold all that stuff, I guess. So even if it becomes null and void with Beyond, that's only a tarnished thing that I'm losing, which is like a couple thousand. Yeah, 121. Not a big deal. Yeah, I think I'll probably call it quits here. I think this will be my last time playing. Oh, Blow. Actually, I want. Oh, you're gone. Never mind. I think Blow left the stream. Okay. Anyway, this is the last time I think I'm going to be playing next. It was a beautiful update. It was a game changer. The only, I mean, arguably bad thing that came with it, I would say, is the color palette. Maybe some of the terrain, but other than that, easily the best update. And so hopefully, Beyond is better. Who knows? I mean, I have good feelings that Beyond's going to be better, but you never know. Oh, Flo, okay. Oh, good. I thought you left. Stars would be different sizes in different distances. It would create a lot of variation. Yeah, I mean, so there's like at least, I don't know, I can't remember all my star classifications, but there's at least like 10? No, there's got to be more than that. Like classifications of stars, and then there's obvious variations within those classifications, but like I was just more talking like how far would the sun have to be for it to not take up the whole sky? Given that our sun is a million times bigger than our planet, like would it have to be really far away from the rest of the planets to have the 3D model of the sun, or would you have to change the whole scaling of all the planets and push them all further apart to like make the sun look more in place in a solar system? I'm all on board with the 3D models of the sun. I'm just like, the more I thought about it, I was like trying to think of how they could make it work without like having the sun be too big in the night sky. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits. I should go to bed. I should eat something and then go to bed. But thanks for watching. And again, I'm going to be doing this more once Beyond comes out. So 2 more days, and then I'll be streaming a lot. Thanks for watching.